What up, folks? It's your boy Dash checking in yet again. Just showing you the word. All right. Back for my word of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all pardon me. I'm tired. I just finished working out. But my word for the day is better. We want better of a lot of things, but it's three betters that I particularly want to speak on today, and they kind of coincide. So first and foremost, you need better listening. Listening don't happen enough today. People hear plenty, but listening don't happen enough. The way the era we live in with this social media, quick fix, microwave era, everything just go in and out one ear, in and out one ear. It's so much. It's so many times where even I have where somebody's talking to me, and you know how you just open your ear halfway so you can say that you heard them, but you ain't really listening. You just waiting for them to finish talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You fuss at your kids about doing it, right? you definitely fuss at your kids about not listening. But how much listening do you do? How much listening do you do? Like for real, for real. If you had to go through your day and pick out the things that you listen to, what would be the percentage of things you listen to? More importantly, of the things you listen to, how many of those things would be worth the time it took to listen? So not only do you need to listen more, but you need to critically think about what you're listening to. You need to pick and choose what you're listening to, because you don't want to listen to something. If you listen to bad enough, then that's what's going to reflect in your character. So if you listen to bad more than you listen to good, then what do you think is going to come out of you more? I mean, it's common knowledge. It's simple mathematics. Add good, subtract bad, and you got good. Add bad, subtract good, and you got bad. I mean, it's that simple. Now, better listening will lead to better understanding. Because same thing with understanding. How many things do we listen to, but we don't completely get? And it's okay to not completely get it. But because pride and ego, we don't even feel comfortable saying we didn't understand it. We'll say, "Oh yeah, I got it, I understand," but you know you didn't. You know you didn't. So when the time comes up to use that information, you won't even have it because you said that you understood when you didn't. It's okay to not understand. It's okay to not understand. So if you don't understand, get further, answer that you have to listen to get that understanding. Listen, nobody understands everything the first time they hear it. Lord knows I didn't. Lord knows I didn't. There's so many different factors that work against your understanding because of the, way you were raised, the way that even if it was wrong or not, that's what you're going to lean on before you do anything. But you have to learn new understanding to get out of that. Because the understanding that we grew up with most of the time, most of us, if you from where I'm from, I grew up in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, in the projects. I lived in the projects till I was 14, and I can tell you the understanding that I had there and that I gained there and that I learned there was wrong. Most of it, at least. Most of it was wrong. Most of it was wrong. The understanding that, boys ain't supposed to cry or men ain't supposed to cry, that's wrong. The understanding that, men aren't supposed to have feelings, that's wrong. Like, how y'all expect us to put up with y'all if we can't speak our mind? Because y'all get to speak y'all mind, like, emphatically. So men, the understanding that you have to be tough all the time, it's wrong. It's wrong. The understanding that you soft if you ain't willing to take somebody's life is wrong. That's not, what's gangster? What's gangster? Being around and supporting your kids. That's gangster. So the idea of what you grew up thinking gangster was is wrong, because the gangster that you grew up thinking was gangster was stupid. So change the understanding so you can have better understanding. Listen better to get better understanding. You can't just hear it and understand. How you going to hear it and understand it? You heard it, but you didn't You didn't keep what you heard, because that's what listening does. Listening helps you retain information. Hearing it is just that. It's just that. Then the last better, and this is an important one because without this last better, the other two don't happen. You better seek God. You better. And when I say you better, I mean you better. Because if you don't seek God, then the only understanding you're going to have is yours and your understanding. I don't care who you are. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't care if you got money. I don't care if are an important person to people or to your community. That's cool. That's great. But if the only understanding you have is your own, it's wrong. So you better seek God and get his understanding. It says in the Bible, lean not on your own understanding. That's clear cut and concise. Clear cut and concise. Listen to God's understanding because his understanding is the only right understanding. Listen, if you understand things only the way if you understand it the way you understand it, then it's wrong. See, because God's understanding should be global. God's understanding is the same across the board. It ain't no God understanding different with him and God's understanding is different with her. No, God's understanding is God's understanding. The same God it was then is the same God it is now. So please seek God. Seek God. Try to listen for his voice. Ask to be filled with the Holy Spirit so you can have guidance. Ask to be filled with the Holy Spirit so you can hear God's voice, so you can hear the still whisper. Because that's God talking. You hear people say gut feelings, that's God talking. You know it when you know it. And when you know it, it's a feeling that comes with it. It's a feeling of peace that comes with it. That's God's understanding. Do not lean on your own understanding. Listen, just like I said earlier, all of those things that you were taught growing up, that's what your understanding is. That's what your understanding is going to be. And a lot of that was wrong. So if that's what you're leaning on, trust me, a large portion of the time, you're wrong. I promise you, you're wrong. All right. So people, listen better to get better understanding. But above all, seek God so that you can be clear on both of those other two. Because without seeking God, listening and understanding, it don't matter. Because you're listening to something you're not going to get what you're listening to anyway. And the understanding is going to be your own, and it's going to be wrong. All right. Dash out. Happy Sunday, folks.